Hi there and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole and today we'll be previewing this coming Saturday's meeting here from Fanny Bay, which of course is Rowant Gold Cup Day, the 28th of June. For just the third time in its history, the Rowant Gold Cup will be run in two divisions this year due to some 22 nominations being received. TRNT management made the decision to divide so that all horses could get a start, with the carnival features just around the corner. The 0 to 58 1200 was also divided due to 20 entries. The first on the bumper 9 race card is timed to jump at 12:53 p.m. and it's the BTC Constructions Handicap. It's a 0 to 70 event and it's over the 1600 metres. In the first, my numbers are 2, 4 and 5. I think he's one of the best bets of the day in the first. Number 2, Crown Waters, Tommy and Sonia Logan, the combination. Of course, this horse won the St Pat's Cup earlier this year. He also ran fourth in the Alice Springs Cup. She resumed here with a good second on the 14th of June, and I think up to the 1600 metres here, she's the horse to beat. 2 on top for me, ahead of number 4, and that is Global Wonder. Never goes a bad race for the Gary Clark team. Jared Todd in the saddle here, and in for third, number 5, Fabergé Czar. Really good win last week here for Andrew Purdon, and of course it gave Jade Hampson her 100th career win. Well done to Jade. Jade's back again this week from the Gold Coast, takes them out again on Fabergé Czar, and he's my third selection. Numbers in the first are 2, 4 and 5. The second's the Britain Racing Trobus Handicap. Now this is the first division of the 0 to 58 and it's over the 1200 metres. Numbers here are 3, 7 and 1. Alpha Street for me, Heather and Graham Lehman are the trainers and Adam Nichols in the saddle. This horse broke his maiden in good style back on the 14th of June. He's up in grade of course, but just the way he did it last time, I think he'll take plenty of beating. He's drawn handily enough in barrier 6. 3 on top for me, ahead of number 7, Hallowed Ground. Hasn't had a run since the 22nd of May. Did trial here okay, I thought, on Tuesday. Neil Dyer trains. Amy Herman down to ride at this stage. And in for third, number 1, Tugela Falls. Paul Shires trains and rides. This horse put 2 wins back-to-back recently and did a good job. Then failed last time out over 1100 metres. Back to the 1200, I give him another chance, and he's my third selection. So numbers in the second, 3, 7 and 1. The third is the Scarvilla Room is Open Trobus Handicap. That'll make a lot of people happy if the Scarvilla Room's open. This is the second division of the 58 1200 metres. Numbers here 1, 7, 2. Dummy spit for me, number 1, Andrew Purdon. He's here with his little team. I think he's only got the 4 horses, but had that good win last week with Fabergé Czar. So he's up and rolling. Sonia Logan takes them out here. Aaron Sweeney was aboard last week, but he's suspended. And Dummy Spit finished 7th here last week. Behind Luna Field. Wasn't a bad run, beaten 6 lengths, can improve. In for second, number 7, To The Point. Chloe Baxter trains and Jason Lyon takes them out this week. Racing well at second, 2 fourths and a third. His last 4 starts, gets his chance here. Is drawn awkwardly again, unfortunately. He's drawn out at barrier 9, but I still think you'll go a big race here. Will To The Point, number 7. In for third, number 2, Luna Field. Won here last week for Neil Dyer. Jessica Booth rode. She also rode a double last week. Well done to Jess. From the inside gate, Luna Field gets its chance again to go back-to-back, and it's my third selection. So in the third, 1, 7 and 2 are the numbers. We go to the fourth, the happy 70th birthday Henry Crossley Handicap. Well done, Henry, on attaining that milestone. I hope you have a great day. This is the 1200 metres for the 0 to 66 gallopers. Good field assembled here, really good field. My numbers are 4, 8 and 6. Going here with 4, He's Essential for Gary Clark and JT. Had the first up run here on the 14th of June. Finished 4th. I thought there was good improvement to come. That was a 0 to 70, back to a 66. With that run under the belt, he was a bit above himself the other day. I think he'll be really hard to beat here. He's down in grade, as I mentioned. So 4 on top for me. Out of 8, Lochlorian. Really impressive winning last week in the hands of Ray Viger. Unfortunately, Raymond suspended for Saturday. And Jess Booth goes aboard. Claims the 3 kilos, brings him in beautifully at 56 kg. He's up in class. That was a class 2 last week, so up to a 66. But did a great job for Tayan Holter, and he'll be very hard to beat again. In for third, number 6, Talez. From the Alice Springs Tried Horse Sale held earlier this year. Paul Denton, Kerry Petrick, the combination. Drawn awkwardly, he's out in barrier 12, but his first up run here behind Down the Wicket was a beauty, only just went down by a very narrow margin. Numbers in the fourth are 4, 8 and 6. We go to the fifth, the On Fire Racing Handicap. Great supporters of racing, the On Fire boys. And my numbers here in this 1100 0 to 62 are 4, 2 and 7. Wild Bow for me, Jared Todd and Ella Clark, the combination. Just forget it went round last time, ran fourth, but drew the outside, was hunted to lead, set up a big lead coming to the home turn, got tired the last bit, not surprisingly. Drawn better this time in barrier 4 with a more judicious ride. I think it'll be very hard to beat here. Number 4, Wild Bow. Ahead of 2, Black Zoo, Paul Denton for KP. Second in Alice Springs at its last start. That was Cup Day, the 6th of April, so it hasn't had a run for a while, but has had a trial here and trialled nicely recently. And then for third, number 7, Hellfire Miss. Chloe Baxter trains and Jason Lyon in the saddle. Another fresh up runner, hasn't had a run since the 2nd of February. Was meant to run here a couple of weeks ago, but got hurt in the float on the way over. So hopefully that is all behind it and Hellfire Miss gets on course and goes well. Numbers in the 5th are 4, 2 and 7. We go to the 6th, the JSM Civils Handicap. A bit of a tricky one to get your tongue around. This for the 76 calibres over the 1,000 metres. My numbers here are 1, 3 and 4. Now they'll be very hard to beat on the day. I think number 1, Zurata for Peter Roble and Dakota Gillette. Dakota has won twice on this horse, both in Alice Springs, the 22nd of March and the 6th of April. Speedy has won on this track before as well. Got a good record at the trip of 1,000 metres, and I think it's hard to beat in the 6-horse field. So 1 on top for me, ahead of a newcomer to Darwin called Crips Tonight, number 3. Nowadays trained by Phil Cole, formerly trained by Nathan Doyle. Brings some good form in the southern states, certainly New South Wales here to Darwin. Only has to reproduce that to be very tough to beat here. I think number 3, Crips Tonight. And then for third, another newcomer, Bahama Bay. Another one out of the sale in Alice Springs, held back in April. Kerry Petrick trains. This horse cost 25 grand at the sale. Paul Denton aboard. Another one with good Victorian form to recommend. Numbers in the 6th are 1, 3 and 4. We go to the 7th, the TaylorMade Builders Maiden Plate. For the non-winners, one of these will be a maiden no longer after this, and my numbers are 7, 11 and 3. This event over the 1,300 metres, the first of 3 1,300s to complete the day. 7 on top for me, Saxon Beach, Phil Cole and Wayne Davis, the combo. Drawn 1, really good run at its only start in Darwin, finished 3rd behind Alpha Street. That was on the 14th of June. Doesn't have to improve much to be hard to beat here. So 7 on top for me. Ahead of 11, Rossonado, finished 2nd at its only Darwin start for Paul Shires. Trains and rides, of course. That was behind Fly, did a good job over the 1,200. I think the 1,300 metres will suit better. So that's my second selection, number 11. And then for third, number 3, Thank God I Got Him. It's a bit of a mouthful for Sandy to spit out, but thank God I got him. He had a trial here earlier this week. Andrew Purdon trained Sonia Logan in the saddle. He's drawn out a little bit, but a good run from the 1,300 metre barrier, and his recent form in the southern states is pretty good. Numbers in the 7th, 7, 11 and 3. We go to the last 2 on the card. This is the first division of the Tab Rowan Gold Cup, 1,300 metres for the open handicappers, 32,000 up for grabs. And as I mentioned earlier, we had to divide with 22 nominations. I think we've ended up with a 10 and a 9-horse field. So they'll be cracking races to end the program here, the Rowan Cup. And of course, the winners of both of these automatic entry into the Chief Ministers in a fortnight. So numbers in the Tab Rowan Gold Cup Division 1 are 4, 7, 9 and 3. Going here with Cinquettore, he just couldn't have been any more impressive when winning here on the 14th of June for Adam Nichols and trainer Ella Clark. That was over the 1,200 metres. The 1,300 metres should suit him admirably here, and from a nice barrier of 6, I can see him winning again. Number 4, ahead of 7, Bonds Your Back. He chased home Cinquettore last time out. Paul Shires for Chris Pollard. Should race well again. He never goes a bad race, this horse. In for third, I've got to go over the page, and it is to Convincibility. Jessica Booth for Tayan Holter. This horse ran third in the same race. I'm going around that Cinquettore form. The first 3 home to finish in the first 3 placings again. And my 4th selection, you just can't write him off, the old 9-year-old. Write Your Name, number 3 for Dick Leach and Christo Sardelic. This is too short for him, but he did have a trial here recently and showed plenty of zest in that trial. So put him in your multiples. Numbers in the 8th are 4, 7, 9 and 3. And we go to the last, the Tab Rowan Gold Cup Division 2, and my numbers here are 3, 7, 2 and 1. Going with Wolfburn, last year's Cup runner-up. He also won the Metric Mile last year, ran 2nd in the Chief Ministers. Forget he went round the other day. He was off the track the whole way over at 1,200 metres behind Cinquettore. Drawn barrier 8 here, not the best gate either, but 1300's better for him. I think he'll go forward. He'll put up a very good showing here. Well, number 3, Wolfburn. He's a class act, as we know. In for second, number 7, Funny If It Won for Tayan Halter. Jess Booth in the saddle. Hasn't raced, had a run here rather on the 14th of June. I thought it was a good run too. Ran 5th. Prior to that, had missed the Alice Springs Cup with a slight issue. So it's my second selection, number 7, Funny If It Won. In for third, number 2, Great Buy, the former Alice Springs trained galloper, now in the Terry Gillette stable here in Darwin. Dakota Gillette in the saddle. Drawn 1 should give a great sight out in front. And in for fourth, of course, the horse with a picket fence form line, and that's the Alice Springs Cup winner in Hasseltoft, Christo Sardelic for Dick Leach. He's won his last 5 and I think about 7 of his last 8. He's got a great record. This will be too short for him, but it is a pipe opener, of course, to the Chief Ministers in a fortnight's time. Numbers in the last, 3, 7, 2 and 1. Best bet on the day in the first. Get the money early. Number 2, Crown Waters. It'll win the first race 1, number 2 for Tom and Sonia Logan, while the best roughie is in race 7, number 2, No Breaks. Didn't mind its first up run. Gary Clark trains. Race 7, number 2, No Breaks. Well, that wraps up this marathon edition of Top End Track Talk. We'll be back again, same time, same place next week to preview the first day of the Great Northern Darwin Cup Carnival, which of course is Deco Darwin Guineas Day. Really looking forward to that. Should be another bumper card of racing. And until then, good luck and good punting.